Hello everyone. Robin has already explained the background and implications of IPv6 Enhanced. Today, let's continue to look deeper into the technology. Robin, industry experts have proposed that IPv6 Enhanced innovation has three main phases. Can you tell us what they are?
The first phase involves SRv6 network programming capabilities. Here, IPv6 and SRv6 are used to support such things as VPN, traffic engineering, fast reroute, and similar, implementing SRv6 network programming capabilities. The second phase is about user experience assurance. Technologies such as network slicing and in-band flow measurement are used to ensure user SLAs and provide a better user experience. And the third phase focuses on application-aware networks, which integrate applications and networks to provide finer granularity network services for applications. Our schedule for these three phases runs, in the main, from 2020 to 2025.
Do all three phases run sequentially?
The simple answer is no. We've split development into three phases because the development of certain technologies and innovations occurs mainly within a certain period of time. However, development will continue outside of these periods, encompassing large-scale deployment and application. So, these phases may overlap and are not completely isolated.
So, why do we set clear phases of development in the first place?
Technological innovations and industry development aren't achieved overnight. Both take time to mature and need to develop and change. And since the urgency of new service requirements is different, this affects the development of technologies and industries. In addition, existing industry chains vary in maturity, as do software and hardware technical capabilities. This gives rise to the need for a development process. And because user requirements and the maturity of software and hardware technical capabilities develop and change, we set three development phases for IPv6 Enhanced to better guide technological innovations and industry development.
It isn't easy to promote IPv6 Enhanced from conception to implementation. Did you encounter any painful moments during the process?
The first step is always the hardest. In the IPv6 Enhanced process, it has been very difficult to promote SRv6. From around 2017, we worked with industry experts to promote SRv6 innovations and deployment. During this process, we encountered many doubters and challenges. Some people said that the standard wasn't mature, and it was true back then that MPLS was more mature. For many, there seemed no reason to deploy SRv6. In addition, SRv6 has high requirements for the forwarding plane, requiring network and hardware upgrades. This involves investment, of course, so customers raised concerns.
How do you communicate with these customers then?
Although we told our customers that SRv6 is very suitable for incremental evolution, they were nevertheless afraid of transitioning to the IPv6 forwarding plane. So we had to do a lot of work. I traveled to dozens of countries to communicate with dozens of carriers and address their doubts and discuss challenges with them. Through these efforts, we were able to better understand customer requirements, in turn helping them better understand our technologies. After 1 or 2 years of work, we finally deployed the industry's first SRv6 site for China Telecom Sichuan. That whole process was very challenging, but it was worth it. Today, we have seen large-scale deployment of SRv6, and many now recognize its clear benefits. During the process, we also came to recognize the opportunities brought about by 5G and the cloud. This helped us persevere toward achieving our goals. In short, through solid technical work and in-depth exchanges with customers, we won their trust, and with that, deployment opportunities.
We can all see the results of your efforts. I'd like to know more. What else can you share with us?
Earlier, I mentioned IFIT, which stands for In Situ Flow Information Telemetry. This is an in-band flow measurement technology. It's also an IPv6 Enhanced innovation that we made right at the very beginning. We use IPv6 extension headers to carry instructions for path measurement. What impresses me still is the huge value it brings to network engineers. We network engineers feel like we have to work hard to locate faults on an IP network. It's a difficult job after all. Load balancing is very common on networks. One destination may use 32-path or 64-path load balancing, so you might not know which path is used to forward packets. Therefore, if a fault occurs, you have to use complex methods to locate it, and reproducing it is also difficult. Things become even more difficult when silent faults occur.
What are silent faults?
On a network, several packets might be randomly lost on a device. The destination can still be pinged using existing methods, but the user experience is still affected because of those lost packets. This is regarded as a silent fault because the network seems to work well in other regards. And when such faults do occur, it's really frustrating for operators. They have to apologize to angry customers, all the while knowing they don't actually know where the fault is. So iFit has been a real boon here and has quickly become popular as it eliminates this pain point. That gives us a real sense of achievement.
This is one example of technologies benefiting all of us. And we expect IPv6 Enhanced to create even more value. Earlier, you mentioned that the 3 phases of IPv6 Enhanced deployment are planned up until 2025. What comes after that?
Future-oriented IP innovations are already being carried out. There are many new buzzwords, services, and technologies. I'm talking about 6G, airspace communication, the metaverse, blockchain, and quantum communication. This means that there are now new service scenarios, and they will also promote the development of IP network technologies. Research is underway on how IPv6 Enhanced can better cope with these new services and how innovations can better support these services. Based on the results of these research projects, IPv6 Enhanced may enter a new phase of development, and we're more than ready to cooperate with the wider industry on this work.
This is exciting news. Can you give us an example of IPv6 Enhanced that can be felt by people in their day-to-day life?
Networks are about infrastructure, and it is difficult for most people to intuitively perceive changes happening at that level. So, people may know about 5G and even IPv6, but their understanding of 5G, for example, may be limited to just seeing the symbol in the upper right corner of their mobile phones. If you're more technically minded, of course, you can open the settings on your phone and find the IPv6 address. That said, what people can feel more intuitively is that the network is becoming more and more easy to use. As internet access rates become faster and faster, more and more new applications will emerge, and bandwidth use will become higher and higher. This is how infrastructure like 5G and IPv6 Enhanced is playing its role, positively affecting people's lives.
And are there any other use cases, invisible to most people, where IPv6 Enhanced has already been playing its role?
In the 5G and cloud era, 2B applications are very important. What people intuitively perceive is always 2C applications. In fact, there are many enterprise-oriented applications too, which are also a focus of development. So IPv6 Enhanced is playing a role in more and more 2B applications, such as smart grid, smart manufacturing, smart port, and smart mine operations. These applications are unseen by most, but they are there, meaning that IPv6 Enhanced has already had a massive impact on the ways we work and live.
Thank you, Robin, for joining us for this series exploring IPv6 Enhanced. And thank you for watching.